Hey everybody, this video brings us out to the Rocket City. We are here in Huntsville, Alabama at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Does this look familiar to you guys? It should. If you saw my video from maybe like a week and a half ago when we were down in Florida and we saw one of these parked right off on the side of the road. This here is an external fuel tank used in the NASA space shuttle program. This is what it would have looked like if the rockets were still attached and there was a space shuttle sitting on top of this giant external fuel tank. We'll take a look at that in a second. So again, we are here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. This place is really, really awesome. If you want to learn all about rockets and the space program, this is the place to come. This whole thing was opened in 1970. The idea behind this whole museum was from Werner von Braun. If you guys know who that is, that was the literal Nazi rocket scientist towards the end of the war when things were going bad for the Nazis and it looked like they were going to collapse and the war was going to come to an end. He decided to get out of there, to skedaddle, and turn himself over to the United States and work for them. He could have worked for the USSR, he could have worked for Russia, but decided instead he had a better chance working for the United States and ran the space program here for a long time. The Marshall Space Flight Center, which was based in this area. That's why this whole area, Huntsville, Alabama, is known as the Rocket City. So very awesome. Look at this. This is so cool. There it is, the space shuttle parked on top. This is what it would have looked like. We just saw this part right here sitting off on the side of the road, but there would have been two very large rockets off on the side, propelling all the flames and the thrust out of there to get this very large space shuttle going up into orbit. Very, very awesome. This place is really, really cool. There's all kinds of neat things inside, but there's a lot of cool stuff outside as well. And I want to show you guys a couple other things outside like this, just to give you guys an idea. If you saw that video from a week and a half ago down in Florida, you guys can get an idea of what we were taking a look at. Again, we were taking a look at this part right here, the sort of like orangey part. That's what we saw off on the side of the road. This is what it would have looked like if it was actually in use. How cool is this? This is awesome. So again, this whole museum is really, really neat. All the exhibits inside, I was blown away by. I mean, we've been here for a couple of hours now. By we, I mean me and my mother. I'll show you guys her in a minute. So we've been here walking around, looking at all the different exhibits inside and outside. Again, we've been here for a couple of hours. I've literally been watching all the videos, reading all the plaques. I mean, I'm up to speed on the space program and the rocket program and just rockets in general. I've learned quite a bit over the last couple of hours that we've been out here. Been having an absolute blast out here. Again, with my mom, who's taking a bit of a load off at the moment. It's a little warm out at the moment here in Alabama. Say hi, Mom. So I'm out here with my mom, visiting her down here in Alabama. She's gonna just take a load off there on the bench. It's been a lot of walking today. We've been walking all around. I'm feeling quite parched at the moment. We're pretty much wrapping things up right now. We've seen everything inside. We've seen everything outside. We definitely got to do the gift shop. Very much looking forward to going into the gift shop. But like I said, it's a little warm out today. But what I like about the warmth is that there's no humidity, unlike Florida, where the sun would be beating on you and it'd be pretty warm. You would also have the humidity, which would be making you sweat and feel absolutely disgusting. This heat of just the sun, it's not so bad. It's a dry heat, as they say. I can live with this. It's that humidity that kills you. But check this out. Look at all the rockets. What's really cool is that right behind this rocket is another rocket I want to show you guys. We can't actually see it because of this rocket, but I'm going to show you guys a really, really awesome rocket in a second. But look at all this, all these different rockets out here to take a look at. They all have plaques. You can learn all about each one of these and how they help with the space program. And you can walk right under some of these, like this one right here. Look at this. This is so cool. We can walk right underneath this. How incredibly awesome is this? This is the kind of stuff I love when they make these kind of like, I don't say interactive, but they make it so you can get right up close to these things and get like a bird's eye, well, maybe not even a bird's eye view, a bug's eye view, if you will, of what these would have looked like. How incredibly cool is it that we're walking right underneath this rocket right now? This rocket was this was a Saturn. That's a Saturn V rocket right there. Pretty big, pretty intense, very tall. In fact, I think we actually saw one of these down in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen one of these before off on the side of the road. We've taken a look at one of these Saturn V rockets. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. But I want to show you guys the rocket that sits over here. This is the one that really blew me away. This is the one that really made me stand around and take a look at it for a little while, because this is really cool. And this thing is absolutely gigantic, which I think is so incredibly awesome. Take a look at this. This is a Saturn V rocket. Look at the size of this. You know, there's a lot of times where I go to see things that are supposed to be big and are supposed to be very just gigantic and enormous. People talk about how gigantic and enormous these things are. And then I go to see them and I go, you know, it's kind of big. I expected it to be bigger. This one here, this is big. this is what I expect. When people say something is very big, very large, I expect it to look like this. Check that out. Saturn V rocket. Now, this is actually not a legit rocket. This is a model of a rocket, if you will. This is not an actual one that ever launched or could have been used or was used. This here is just a model of the rocket. The guy inside was telling us that due to the fact that here in Alabama, they get hurricane force winds, they can't have an actual real legit rocket out here set up like this, that's this tall, because apparently the wind would blow the whole thing over. So this was built here just as a model, as a display. I'm sure the whole thing is just all, you know, metal inside to keep it grounded and whatnot so it doesn't blow away during a hurricane. But look at this. This gives you an idea of the ridiculous size of these rockets. How cool is this? Oh my gosh, I'm loving it out here. This is one of the coolest places I've ever been. And we owe this whole place to a Nazi, which is really weird when you think about it that way. When you think about it, that the whole reason we even have a museum here in the first place, or we even really had much of a space program to begin with, was all due to a Nazi. So we have to thank a Nazi for this. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta tip your hat to a person maybe you don't want to tip your hat to for creating something kind of interesting. And this is really, really cool. At least he realized the errors of his way, or at the very least, he realized he didn't want to be persecuted and maybe wanted to get away with some awful things he did and work for somebody else who, again, wouldn't necessarily persecute him and helped with our space program. Look at this, though. That's so cool. All right, enough Nazi talk. I guess quickly, I'm gonna take you guys inside. Very, very quickly. I was just going to show you guys some stuff outside, but I kind of want to show you something inside, because this is what really blew me away. Look at all the military stuff out here. So not only are you learning about space rockets, you're learning about just rockets in general, which is really cool. The whole like rocket program, again, done by Werner von Braun. But I'm going to take you guys in here really quickly. We're going to really quickly go into the Saturn V hall right here, because this is really cool. In the video, let me show you guys what's in here. So this is really, really cool. Unfortunately, this penny machine is out of order, but that's okay, because they had better pennies in the gift shop, and I'll be getting some of those. So this place is really cool because you can get your picture taken in like a space suit, which I did. My mom took a picture of me in there, but I want to show you guys what's up these stairs right here, because when you get up these stairs and you enter into the hall, it's definitely 100% mind-blowing what you see, because this is real. This is not like it is outside. This is not a model. This is not something they just built for display purposes. What you're gonna see inside here is legit. Are you guys ready? Again, Saturn V, Saturn V hull. Look at this, an actual Saturn V rocket. This one here, this is real. This is legit. Look at how big this is. Look at how gigantic this is. This is absolutely awesome. They have an entire hall with one of these spanning the entire hall that you can get right up close to. I also sat inside the space capsule here. Once you get in there, pretty comfy. Getting in and getting out, not so great, but totally worth doing. I got my picture taken inside there as well, but look at this. I mean, come on, how cool is this? And all throughout the whole entire hall, it tells you all about the different sections and what they do and how they work, shows you the rings and whatnot and how those worked. So this is really, really awesome. Look how long it takes just to walk the entire length of this rocket. It is enormous. So this is cool. So outside was awesome. Just to get a scope of how tall the actual rocket is, even though that's not a legit rocket, it again is just designed and put out there as a display piece. You still get a good, I did that was pretty cool as well. You just get a pretty cool, again, feel and grasp of how just absolutely gigantic the Saturn V rocket is. But in here, it's really cool to see one that's actually legit, a real Saturn V rocket, and to walk the entire length of the rocket, because I'm already winded. Like, from walking all the way down there to all the way up here, I'm already beginning to feel a little winded from that walk. But look at this. This is really, really cool. I'll show you guys though in a second. It's my favorite part of this whole entire museum. But here we go. Up here is the end of the rocket. Look at that. Pretty cool. That was awesome. There it is, the capsule. They got one over here that you can actually take a look at, which is really, really cool. This is the Apollo 16 command module. That's what I say, not a capsule, command module, if you will. Look at this one. The bottom of it's really cool because it's all burned up from re-entering into the Earth's atmosphere. Look at that. Again, this place is just too absolutely amazing. I could spend hours just walking around in here, showing you guys all the cool stuff and taking you outside and showing you guys all the cool stuff. But I wanted to give you guys like a brief overview of some of the stuff they have here. Lots of cool stuff inside. This is just one of the buildings they have. You can go inside and then all that cool stuff outside. I showed you like 2 things out there. There's so much to see, but this here, this is my favorite part. You guys know how much I love, van life and whatnot. Check out the mobile quarantine facility. This is an Airstream. This thing was lost for a long time, and they found it actually at a, I believe it was it's at a fish hatchery. They found this. How cool is that? So lost for a long time, and then found in 2007 at a fish hatchery, and then they took it and they renovated it. They fixed it all up, and this is what it looks like. Look at this beautiful Airstream. I mean, come on. This is my favorite part. And Burger King helped make this happen. So that is really cool. I don't know. I mean, the 2 Saturn V's, the real one and the model one, the one designed for display purposes, they're both really awesome and really cool, and they come very, very close. But an Airstream, I mean, come on. That is really cool. So, all right, guys, I just wanted to show you the epic awesomeness that is this museum. This is so cool. The U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, here in Rocket City. Very, very cool. One of the few times you can maybe thank a Nazi, because if not for Wernher von Braun, this whole museum would probably not exist. It was his idea to make this happen, and it did happen, and it's really awesome, and it's really cool. And there's so many amazing and awesome exhibits here and all kinds of cool things to see. One of the coolest museums I've ever been to. Only $30 to get into, which is not bad. You can pay a little bit more to do some of the other experiences they have here, but just to check out the museum in general, $30, not bad. But all right, guys, I gotta get back to my mom. I left her sitting back there on the bench. She was very, very tired from walking around for the last couple of hours here. So got to get back to her, and then I'm going to go into the gift shop, and I'm going to buy gifts. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe some stickers, maybe definitely some pennies, maybe a patch. Maybe I'm hoping a pin. A pin would be great. I need a pin for my pin collection, and who knows what else I might buy. I am a sucker for a good gift shop, and it is a very large gift shop that they have here. I only kind of like briefly skimmed over it as we were walking in. I didn't really get a huge good look at it, but I will get a good look at it. Look at this. This is so cool. I love this. Can we do? I don't think I can do it. I could do like this. There we go. It didn't really work. I don't have arms that are long enough, but really awesome. All right, back out to the Saturn V outside. This is too cool. All right, guys, so if you've ever been out here to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center here in Huntsville, Alabama, this bench made possible also by lots of Burger King out here, which I appreciate. That's my favorite fast food joint. I appreciate all the Burger King money that was put into this museum. So if you guys have ever been out here, leave your comments down below. Want to hear from you guys. What's your favorite part of this museum? What is the best thing about this museum? What is the part you loved most about this museum? For me, I don't know. I really like the Airstream. I was really kind of blown away when I got to go inside the Airstream, but I don't know. The real rocket inside is pretty cool, but this display rocket, I mean, look at how big that is. Like, I was blown away by this. You can see this from the highway too, which is really cool. As you're driving up the highway towards the museum, you can see this off in the distance, which is really awesome. That's cool. All right, guys. So again, got to get back to my mom. They got all kinds of cool stuff up here. Again, they got a Gravitron out here. You can ride to experience like gravity and G-forces and whatnot, which is pretty fun. I thought maybe it was gonna be like a centrifuge, but it's just a Gravitron that has a fancy name and everything like that. Not an actual centrifuge. It's called G-force. That's what they call the Gravitron out here. That's where's it at? It's over there spinning around. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to get myself sick. They also have like a drop tower here as well. I really want to take you guys, like, again, I could spend hours showing you guys all the cool stuff out here, but I've already been talking for about like 20 minutes now. I left my mom sitting for 20 minutes now. I should probably get back to her, but all the cool rockets over here and other kinds of interesting things like a helicopter and whatnot. More rockets, like pieces of rockets in the back. More space capsules, modules, if you will. Again, the helicopters back there are pretty awesome. There's just so much cool stuff here to see. So get out here. If you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, this is definitely worth your $30 to get out here and check all this stuff out if you were into space and the space program and rockets and things like that. Definitely a place to check out. But all right, whew, I'm winded from walking the length of a Saturn V. I am winded. All right, guys, so that is going to do it. So as always, thank you all so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check down below for links to Patreon, check down below for links to Spreadshirt, hit the join button to become a member of this channel to gain early access to all of my videos. If you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, hashtag size matters. Hashtag size matters if you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, because man, that Saturn V, I think it's ridiculous and awesome. I mean that in the best way, the best way possible. Look at this rocket park, all the different types of rockets. Very cool. But all right, guys, again, that is gonna do it. So like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, then I will see you guys in the next video where we'll probably still be in Alabama, but heading back towards Florida. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, then yes, I will see you guys in the next video. One last look at the rocket there, the external fuel tank, the rockets, the space shuttle sitting on top. How absolutely amazing is that? That is so cool. Okay, hold on, one last thing. We'll say goodbye with my mom. My mom doesn't make it into these videos very often since she does live out here in Alabama. So we'll end the video with a goodbye from me and my mother, who I'm out here visiting. But again, too cool. Like I said, leave your comments down below if you've ever been out here before, and let me know your favorite part of this museum. I absolutely love it. So, all right, guys, again, like I said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, I already said this, but if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. All right, ready? Bye. See you guys. Bye.